Do you want to build a high-ticket dropshipping business that allows you time, location, and financial freedom? Well, my name's James Eardley. I've done exactly that. And in today's video, I'm going to explain exactly how to start. And it doesn't necessarily start with where you think it might in order to build a successful business that lasts for the long term. So I'll go through that in today's video. My name is James Eardley. If you are new to the channel, I've generated over 7 figures in sales with my e-commerce businesses so far. And with these videos that I create and also the coaching that I do with Dropship Unlocked, I'm helping people to achieve the same time and location freedom. So high ticket dropshipping is expanding in popularity recently, and that's because it allows you freedom in your life. You can run a scalable business all from a laptop from anywhere in the world, and you don't need to be an expert in marketing and e-commerce in order to get started. Simply, all you need to have is a laptop, an internet connection, and then the right mindset and people around you in order to succeed. So I'll go through how to start. A lot of people think, how would you get started with dropshipping is to go straight to Shopify and start building a website, start building an online store. I am telling you today that I've learned from my own past mistakes that is not the best place to start, because if you just start and think about the website from the very beginning, you are missing out on all of these crucial points that come first in order to be building a business on top of successful foundations. So I'll tell you a story about me just a few years ago. When I first heard about the term dropshipping, I was watching some YouTube videos, realized that you can run Facebook ads to start selling products from AliExpress to customers in the UK, and then you send those products to them from China. Now, this is the traditional dropshipping method that you might hear about a lot, but it's flawed in so many ways, and I learned that the hard way. So I realized that when you try and sell products that are clearly cheap products from the other side of the world, and you try and sell them to a UK audience, your customers are going to see that straight through it immediately. And I remember getting all of these hate comments on my Facebook ads for the products because people could see that they were just cheap, rubbish products that I was trying to sell on for a big markup. So the examples of these products that I was trying to sell would be like elasticated shoelaces that I was selling through AliExpress. And what I would do, I realized that there was this product that you could not have to tie your laces, they'd be elasticated, and you just did a clip on your shoes. And I thought, because that saves people time, then that is going to make me millions of pounds if I start selling those from AliExpress to UK customers. I could see that I could source these for about £5 on AliExpress, and I thought I could sell them to customers in the UK for about £20 because I was selling time, I was selling them ease and saving time. So I put together a video using a video editing tool, and I thought I'd create an amazing Facebook ad showing people how they could save so much time, no longer having to tie their laces. Instead, they could use these elasticated laces with a clip, and it would be like selling like hotcakes. What happened though was the complete opposite. People could see straight through that these were poor quality products. The Facebook ad that I'd done, I had no experience in testing the right audiences and making the right video to really hook people in. And I learned very quickly that it's easy to spend more money on advertising than the amount of money that you generate through sales. And so I was unprofitable, and I didn't realize what I was doing wrong, but I knew that something was very wrong. What I did for a while though was actually, I didn't yet make that distinction about what I needed to do in order to get it right, because I kept just jumping from store to store, building a new Shopify store, finding new products to sell, and each time I did that, it never improved. So I then tried to sell a Bluetooth game controller, same results. I also tried to sell some pet products. I created a store that was all about hype products, so I called it the Hype Store, which is a true story. Don't laugh, because I had to learn somewhere, made all these mistakes, just to say that I have I started from no better position than anyone in terms of having any e-commerce experience. And I made all of these failures, and I did lose a decent sum of money on Facebook ads trying to make it work. And I remember just having my head in my hands because I clearly got it all wrong. And I had to learn from that position. So what I learned then and what I did to pivot from that position is what's allowed me to generate over 7 figures now and coach people on high ticket dropshipping. What I discovered was that the problem was I was jumping too quickly into product selection, into building a store and running ads. You can either jump into that and start learning after you're spending money on ads, or you can do the research upfront You do all of the learning before you start spending money, and therefore you can make so much more money in the back end because you can be profitable from month one. So the first step then to go through this and how to start dropshipping initially is to get the right environment set up, the right mindset in place, because without that, everything else crumbles. So make sure that your mindset is right by, first of all, I suggest finding mentors or finding a community. They can just be free mentors like this YouTube channel or free communities that are available. And by doing that, you get around other people that are ambitious and you start to improve your environment. My issue was when I first got started is that I had nobody in my immediate vicinity at all that was doing dropshipping or e-commerce or even any business. I was not surrounded by entrepreneurs at all. Also, my mindset was skewed by how much time I was spending with friends and going out partying or playing on Call of Duty, and I wasn't in the right mindset for success. I was looking for immediate gratification all the time. I was looking for immediate pleasure, and what that meant is I didn't then have the attention span or the focus ability to actually build a successful business. So I had to start surrounding myself with positive inputs. That was watching the right type of YouTube videos, that was listening to the right podcasts, that was getting around successful people and learning from them either online or in person, and then that would shift my mindset. So I have to say that first before we do anything else, because once you've got the right mindset in place, you can achieve incredible things. Now, the next thing, once you've got your mindset right, that was a big shift for me, was then to actually get the right business foundations in place before I started to run ads or find products. The next thing to do is to build your business foundations. And the step for me, no matter what country you're in, but for me in the UK, was to actually register a limited company. So it's about registering a legal entity so you can start running a business, be an actual director of a company. And that means you'll take things seriously. And there's also lots of other tax benefits and legal benefits for running things through a limited company. So check out what that means in your country. But in the UK, it means registering as a limited company. Then, once you've got your company in place, you can then open a separate business bank account. And that means all of your money that comes in through the business is kept separate from your personal expenses. That will save you so many headaches in the future. Don't start selling, don't start running ads until you have a separate business bank account in place. Now, the next thing to do is then to choose the right products. And as I mentioned before, I rushed way too quickly into the wrong products for my first few stores, and I didn't do this process. You have to take some time to find the products that are selling already before starting to run a store. Now, there is a niche validation criteria that I go through in order to choose the right products. And the way that we do that is initially I'll brainstorm lots of different product ideas, and then I'll take it through the criteria steps. So, for example, if I was to run through that now, I'd look outside or I'd get some inspiration from my day-to-day life, and perhaps maybe you see commercial vents or extractor fans, or this is a commercial air conditioning unit. And I think, okay, initially you don't need to judge what you're thinking about. You just start to think, okay, does that have the potential? And you just start to take it through the validation criteria. The first one is to find out if the average price of the product you're considering selling is over £300. So you have a look on Google, see if the average price for the products that you're looking at is selling for over £300, and then move on to the next one. So for the example on this, I'd need to check on Google, but I would imagine that a commercial aircon and heating unit is going to go for over £300, so I'd move on to the next step. The next step would then be customer demand. Are there more than 10,000 searches every month for the products that I'm considering selling? And you can do that by using a tool called Keywords Everywhere. And if there are more than 10,000 searches, fantastic. Again, move on to the next criteria. The next one is then to check for price consistency to make sure that the same product is being sold at the same price or very similar price across multiple stores. That's going to save a lot more headaches down the line as well. The next thing to do is to check that it's not dominated by large household name brands, because they'll be difficult to sign with. So if these units were sold by Sony, LG, Panasonic, household brand that we've all heard of, then I wouldn't go into it. But if they're sold by brands that we haven't necessarily all heard of, then that's a great sign as well. We also need to make sure that there are at least 10 different brands in the space so that we have lots of choice of suppliers to work with. We also need to make sure that there's 3 direct competitors, so online only stores that are also selling that product. And again, that's validation that we can go into that product. So I go into niche validation more in other videos, but I'm saying this to let you know that there is a process and there's lots of research that we're going to do before we actually start selling. You can either do this research up front, and then when you sell, you make money immediately, or you can do the research when you're spending money on ads, and at that point, you're at risk of losing a lot of money, just like I did before I did this research. So once you've done that product research, you'll be guaranteed that you're going into a niche that you can be completely confident in, and then you can be profitable from day one. So after completing those steps, you'll know which product to go into, you'll have great business foundations, and you'll have the right mindset. You can then go ahead and build your Shopify store, find the suppliers in the niche to reach out to. And when I talk about signing and finding suppliers, we're going to work with actual genuine brands, not just businesses like AliExpress or CJ Dropshipping or other dropshipping retailer, suppliers like that. I stand firmly against working with large dropshipping inventories. So like you might see online a lot of people pushing like Alibaba or AliExpress or CJ Dropshipping or Oberlo, although Oberlo is more of a tool rather than a directory. But when you sign with directories, what ends up happening is that you are then just selling the same products that thousands or potentially millions of other stores are also selling. And also the quality can sometimes be reduced because of the fact that there's just been doing this in bulk for dropshipping stores. So I sometimes get approached by these types of dropshipping suppliers in order to sponsor them for my channel. And I never ever would accept that deal because I completely stand against working with those types of suppliers. The type of suppliers we want to work with are the genuine brands that we speak to directly. And that way we will have a good communication with the brand that sells the products, and the quality is going to be higher, and we're going to be the authorized retailer for those brands. Once you've signed your suppliers, you can then move on to running your ads. And for ads, I would recommend using Google Ads. That way you'll be appearing in front of people who are already searching for the products that you're selling. Instead of with Facebook ads, you'll be disrupting people while they're going on Facebook. And when we're selling high ticket products, it's a lot more difficult to sell to people that haven't already shown an interest in the products that we're selling. So you set up a Google Ads campaign, then we can talk about automating and scaling your business, but that comes down the line once you've got the profit under your belt. So those are the steps to go through to build a successful e-commerce business from the very start and be successful from month one and not have to wait years and go through all the same mistakes that I've been through. The main thing to take away is the actionable steps, but also the fact that it will be difficult. It's not going to be easy. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. I certainly learned that and still learn that while I'm still building my businesses to this day. Remember that throughout this journey, it will always be a case of maintaining momentum. And when you get setbacks, when things don't go to plan, it's just about pivoting and changing something until you are eventually successful. With the right mindset, the right commitment to your goals, you can achieve exactly what it is you want to achieve. You just have to put the time in, put the work in, and you'll get there. So when you feel like your momentum is changing or swaying or slowing down, then reconnect with content, reconnect with the type of people that you want to be around. Make sure you've got a community around you, and that will push you through the difficult times. With that said, that is something that I am encouraging people to do, is to get around a community of ambitious people, because it's too easy now to be distracted by things that take us away from our main goals in life. So the first link in the description is a community that I'm building. It's completely free. Feel free to get involved in that community if you want to be surrounded by people that are building freedom in their lives. But ignore it if you don't want to be part of that community. I hope you just enjoyed this video, and if you have, leave the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below to let me know what type of video you'd like me to record in the future. With that said, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.